Selesnya Rabbit versus the ambitious Strange X. Yep. We want to be the aggressor. This is a pure aggro deck. Next turn I will hop to it, and the Mightcaller is going to be quite big. However, the opponent also has ways to become very big. A Pawpatch is fine. So that was a good hit, good turn. I have a bunch of 2/2s as well. Let's see what the opponent can do here. Interesting. It'll have to be the Questcaller. Good news is I have another one. So 2, 4, 6 plus 5 is 11. Oh, they're holding back. Ouch. Wow. Huh. This can be white. I'm not entirely sure that was the right way to go about this, but we'll see. Yeah, this is the one card I expected and kind of I feared. Because that thing is gonna give them so much life gain now. They're gonna attack. They're at 8 plus 5 life, so that's 13. 2, 4, 6, and I only have 8 damage at the ready on the board here. So this is now a very difficult game. I could have played the Pawpatch last turn. An Ouroboroid is perfect. That's like the only thing I could even think of that can maybe get me somehow back into this. Screaming Nemesis. Wow, this is such a stalemate. But the Ouroboroid hopefully can break that up. Alright. There's no good attacks here yet. So the Optimistic Scavenger, when it is dealt damage, that damage can be dealt to any other target, right? Any other target? No, to each opponent. Okay. Ah, now you're getting it. Now you see you're starting to see. The opponent's at 15 life. Oh, that's perfect. That's perfect. Oh, that was such a good top deck, I have to admit. I need to be very careful about the Screaming Nemesis, though. I cannot have any creature that is bigger than 7. Because... Wow, okay, that was a close one. The War Leader was actually then just the perfect draw here towards the end. But why... If I attack and any creature has more than 7, they block with the Nemesis. But no, I think the damage is dealt first, and then the game state makes they're dead, and the Nemesis trigger will not even go to on the stack. So I think we were good anyway. But yeah, so thanks to Ouroboroid and the War Leader, we were able to break through the stalemate here just in time before this Scavenger just really ran away with it. So, all right, game 1, Selesnya Rabbits, victory. Selesnya Rabbits versus Leanzy. Yeah, fine. Yeah, I'm gonna have to take out that Hydra. That thing is just way too dangerous. Yeah. Wow. Can't attack. No point. I just lose the life link. Are they gonna attack already with 300? They are. Okay. 3, 2. It's now the Hydra's now at 12-12. Like, I can't stop it. And this is, yeah. I don't know, that attack was also suboptimal, I would say. I don't have enough power on the board to give a decent, like, counter attack. Yep. 14-14. Good game. Yeah. I don't know why. Whenever I play against the landfall deck, they do, like, I feel like they do these crazy things. When I play it, it just doesn't work out. But anyway, no point blocking. That trample is just too much. On to the next game. Selesnya Rabbits versus their ambitious Rooster. Yep. This is seems pretty decent. Turn 1, turn 2, turn 3, turn 4. We have a curve. Authority. This could mean they're artifacts or Azorius control. This could be a no more lies, which would should be more of a control mechanism. Get lost or something? Okay, on the Questcaller. So is Authority, Get Lost, blue-white mana. Doesn't look like 4-color control. Oh, and what is that? Okay. I guess a normalize would be so annoying, but I have to try this. Okay, it entered at least. Attack for 4. Opponent's still at 22. They're really making up here, but the Mightcaller is getting bigger, and the Pawpatch being on the battlefield is at least good that it in that it makes their spot removal very awkward. And now they need a sweeper, and I'm not gonna put anything else on the battlefield because I don't want to run into a sweeper. I'm gonna start using these maps because I think the pressure is good enough. I mean, maybe a Questcaller, because that would just up the wow. No, it's not. I'm not gonna even. Oh yeah, I'll take that, and I'll even use it to grow these guys. Yeah, this is enough. I'm happy with this attack. Consult the star charts again? Yes. You may consult. You shall consult. I have nothing to say against that. What will come of the consultation? What do the... Yes! The star charts say no sweeper found. And I think even if they had a sweeper, the follow-up of an Ouroboroid, just an Ouroboroid would have already been pretty good. But yeah, so good. Aggro doing its thing. Making quick process, despite the authority, which already did quite a lot of work for the opponent. Alright, on to the next game. Selesnya Rabbits versus the Brilliant Dapper Knave. Yes. They're gonna burn it down. They're gonna burn it down to the... Shelter Beagles could play a very big role here. Oh, wow. Them having this first is going to make this game very, very difficult for me. Because now I need to play a creature, I need to shelter it, and I need to pay the ward on their shelter. So getting back here is going to be nigh impossible. But it has, like, this guy has to survive at all costs. And I already see them targeting it, so. Alright, I'm gonna take another hit. At least the Warleader can actually stand its ground against the Emberheart Challenger, so that's at least something. And I don't think they have good ways. I don't really want to, but I am going to. Can they trigger prowess twice? They can use a Boros Charm to make unblockable. Yeah, to make indestructible. Okay. Green and tent. Okay. Can they get rid of this Warren Warleader? The Nemesis, huh? If they ping the Nemesis. They didn't. They didn't. That's good news. Wow, this is such a tense game. Yeah, I'm gonna attack. I need the life gain. Ah, that was stupid! I should have just given the 1+1, because now I'm giving them free life, but okay. Most importantly, I needed to gain some life here. Oh, this game. Yeah. What else? Felix, am I dead? Did I have to block? I did. Even if I had blocked, would it have been enough? I don't think so. Yeah. No, it wouldn't have been enough. So even blocking. Yeah, they had the first sheltered by ghosts, and I think that put me in a very difficult situation from the in the early game. So unfortunately, this is a loss. Selesnya Rabbits versus Marsh Hotel. All right, so no pressure on game number 5 today. It's 2-2. Can we go 3-2? Let's go into the Questcaller. Into Hop to it. Into Tarantusk. And hope the opponent doesn't sweep by then. Okay. I will shock. What do we need? We need double green and double white. Huh. But we're gonna go double. I do need the fourth land, but I don't want it to be tapped, honestly. Okay. They could, if they have the Pinnacle's Dark Age, that would be pretty good for them. But okay, it's another tapped land into Get Lost. Okay. I don't want it, unfortunately. Can't afford to get it easily. Okay, they still no sweeper. Well, that's very, very good news. Because the sweeper is like what I'm afraid of most. So my pressure is good. I don't see how what they can do with 2 blue mana here. I don't care about my graveyard. Because rabbits that are buried stay buried. They don't come back anyway. Alright, well that's... Oh, and we have this too. What are we gonna do? Warleader or the Ouroboroid? Let's go with the Ouroboroid. I think this might even already trigger the opponent to concede here. Yes! Whew! Okay, so I did dodge the Pinnacle's Dark Age. That would have made this game much more difficult. But I mean, yeah, it's a lot of the things happen during deck building, right? You know, they run the Pinnacle's Dark Age, then they run it into decks that where it's not as good against you, to have it, you know. So it's always kind of also what you expect to find in the meta. So yeah, Selesnya Rabbits definitely works. Can be pretty explosive, especially in turns 1, 2, 3, 4, and then that's the end of the curve anyway. But yeah, going 3-2 today, a mediocre result, but I'm fine with it. Let's head over to the recap. All right, Selesnya Rabbits. Actually, quite a cool. It's an aggro deck, yes. I quite like the flavor though. The rabbits are just cool and cute, and you have this frog in between. So we've got that going. It's not red either. But yeah, let's look at a few of the cards. So the lands are pretty straightforward. You want to have an untapped mana on almost every single turn. 1 Restless Prairie can be okay. It's the only tapped land, which can help you out in certain situations maybe. But generally you want all the untapped lands. That's why we also have the Multiversal Passages here. We have the Lupinflower Village as for some extra utility, and the 1 Oakhollow Village, which can come in handy in certain spots, but you don't want to overdo it. The mana needs to be smooth. All right, looking at the cards, we have 3 Seam Rips, because you do want to have a little bit of interaction, as well as 4 Sheltered, because just Sheltered by Ghosts just works very well in creature decks, because you enhance your creature, you give it life. It's also good in the aggro versus aggro matchup. Those often come down to who has the Sheltered by Ghosts, which makes the games a little bit kind of, yeah, predictable, or just, you know, lucky who has it first or not, but that's just how it is. But it's definitely still a very good card, and you do want to have it in this deck. But now let's take a look at the creatures. We have 3 Seasoned Warrenguards, which whenever you have a token, it will become a 3/2 when it attacks, and you have tokens created by the Pawpatch, by Hop to It, and by the Warren Warleader. We have 4 Pawpatch Recruits. It is a rabbit. It's a 1 mana 2/1, and it has a great ability which protects your creatures pretty well against opposing spot removal, because whenever they target one of your creatures, you get to put counters. And if you have Offspring, that triggers twice. The Valley Mightcaller is your MVP turn 1 play, because you drop it on turn 1, it's a 1/1, and every turn that rabbits keep entering the battlefield, it will grow. Then we have 4 Burrowguard Mentors, because this is also a rabbit, and it's as big as the amount of creatures you control, so it's never really going to be smaller than a 2/2 or a 3/3, and for 2 mana that's already pretty good, but it can also be a 4/4, 5/5, 6/6, and it has trample. We have 3 Finneas. It's legendary, so you don't want to overdo it. Whenever it attacks, put a 1/1/1 counter on each other creature that you control that's a token or a rabbit. So this is kind of an overlord effect. It's a card draw effect. It's a rabbit. Vigilance and reach can come in handy too. So it's a pretty versatile one here. We have 4 Valley Questcallers. This is your one of the other overlord effects. Anthem effects. No, it's an overlord because it's a creature. Anthem is when it's an enchantment. That's how I see it. This one is very good. Your other creatures basically all get +1/+1, except the Valley Mightcaller, but it will still get a counter when this thing enters, so it kind of counts. But even also important, when any rabbit enters, you will scry, which helps you get through your deck, maybe scry away some excess lands. So yeah, a very, very key card. In order to have a little bit more Anthem effect, overlords, we also added 2 Tarantusks, which also gives your rabbits +1/+1. Then we have the 4 Hop Tuits. You also want 4 because this is also a very good card. Creating 3 rabbits in one go is amazing in the deck. It triggers, your Mightcaller. It triggers your Anthem effects. Make these 1/1s into 2/2s, which instead of 3 power, then you have 6 power. So it's quite a lot, quite significant. It helps your Burrowguard Mentor become bigger. So it has a lot of synergy with the rest of the deck. And then last but not least, we have the 2 4-drops. We have the 2 Warren Warleaders, which can offspring, and it can create more 1/1s, or it can give your creatures +1/+1 until the end of turn. So it's a very good versatile mix of either widening the board or pumping your board. And the Ouroboroid is just pure pump, but it also works well in this deck because it is a deck that likes to go wide and have a lot of small creatures, and the Ouroboroid can help them get bigger. And that's it. The deck has been around for a while now as well, even since before, I think, even Final Fantasy. And yeah, it's always been up there. Tier 1, Tier 2, Tier 1.5. Not too sure. I'm not that good at rating those, the tiering of the decks. But it's definitely a deck that can hold its feet against probably any other deck in the meta due to its explosiveness. If you're able... It's probably most afraid of Pinnacle Starcage. As long as you can dodge that, you should have some chance against most of the other decks. All right, let's look at some flavor text. Hop to it. I like this one. Finding a hidden path of glow berries is almost as joyful as eating them. Almost. Miss Bumbleflower. Miss Bumbleflower. And on that note, thanks for watching. Have fun. See you in the arena, and peace.